Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following NBA matches that is happening on Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. We will be providing our team, total, and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comment section below. Brooklyn Nets versus Miami Heat. The Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat have both had a rough beginning to the season. Nevertheless, I believe that the Nets will cover the spread on the road in this matchup. Miami has struggled with its offense in the early part of the season, and this plays to the advantage of the Nets, especially considering Miami's less-than-stellar defense. Brooklyn has showcased one of the most potent offenses in the NBA at the start of the season, and I expect this trend to continue in this game. The Nets are likely to go on scoring streaks while Miami grapples with missed crucial shots, ultimately leading to a victory for Brooklyn. My recommendation is to go with the Nets in this contest. Although Brooklyn has a high-powered offense, I like the under in this matchup. The Miami Heat are terrible defensively and miss a ton of shots, which will help the under cash here. Meanwhile, to begin the season, Miami is playing at a pace of 87, which ranks 25th, while Brooklyn is playing at a pace of 85.3, which ranks 27th. This should be a slow-paced game as neither team likes to move up the court quickly, as both try and set up their offenses. Take the under here. Next we have Denver Nuggets versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Despite the Denver Nuggets' flawless start to the new season, I believe their 4-0 winning streak might be in jeopardy on Wednesday night. Instead of opting for a moneyline bet, I'll take a more cautious approach and go with the Timberwolves and the points. This matchup presents a challenging stylistic situation for Denver, as they will be going up against the top defensive team in the league. Minnesota currently holds the #1 spot in defensive efficiency, allowing a mere 92.5 points per 100 possessions. What makes the Timberwolves particularly formidable is their roster composition. They deploy a trio of centers in Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Naz Reid, all of whom will be well-rested throughout the game and have the primary objective of containing Jokic. If the Timberwolves can effectively neutralize the frontrunner for MVP, I believe they can keep the game within a single possession. Building off of what I stated above, the Nuggets will have no issue playing a slower-paced, defensive game. They've seen the under cash in all 4 of their games this year. In terms of pace, these are 2 of the slowest teams in the league. Minnesota is 28th in pace, 84.8 possessions per game, while Denver is 21st, 88.0. Furthermore, the Nuggets are no slouch on the defensive end of the floor. They're ranked 9th in defensive efficiency, limiting opponents to just 101.6 points per 100 possessions. All things considered, look for these defenses to rise up and keep points at a premium. I'm riding with the under in Minneapolis on Wednesday. Next we have Chicago Bulls versus Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks are currently in excellent offensive form, and Luka Doncic is performing at an elite level, resembling the best player in the world. Kyrie Irving was absent from the last game and is now listed as questionable. Whether or not Irving plays, the combination of Doncic and the Mavericks supporting cast will likely prove to be too much for a struggling Chicago Bulls team on the offensive end. In their first 3 games, the Mavericks have been conceding an average of 116 points per game, but given the Bulls' limited depth and scoring options, it will be challenging for Chicago to reach this scoring threshold. This matchup essentially pits one of the top offensive teams in the NBA against one of the least effective ones. While Levine and DeRozan can be expected to contribute points, the Mavericks' offensive efficiency and depth should enable them to maintain their undefeated record on Tuesday night. I recommend taking the Mavericks to cover the spread. The Mavericks are playing extremely fast and currently hold the 5th best pace to start this season. They take and make a ton of threes and are scoring efficiently at all 3 levels. The Bulls, on the other hand, have struggled to score and have not played consistent basketball thus far. On top of that, they are 26th in pace and will look to slow down this game against the high-powered Mavericks. Both teams will be getting fewer possessions, and although the Mavericks are the best in the NBA in scoring, the Bulls will not put up enough points to see this contest hit the over. Take the under. Next we have Memphis Grizzlies versus Utah Jazz. The advantage in this contest clearly tilts in favor of the Utah Jazz. They maintain an average of 110.0 points per game compared to Memphis's 106 points per game. Of significant note is Utah's superiority in rebounding, as they currently hold the 7th position in the league, securing an average of 48.8 rebounds per game, while Memphis ranks 21st with 43.5 rebounds per game. A key contributor to Utah's strong rebounding performance has been John Collins, who is averaging an impressive 10.5 rebounds per game. Furthermore, the Utah team is poised to be more formidable in this matchup, with no reported injuries to their roster, ensuring the full strength of their arsenal. Defensive struggles for both squads make the over a nice wager. The weakest point of Memphians was the defense. They conceded over 110 points on average in their last 5 losses, trending to 1 game last season as well. On the contrary, Utah has not been a defensive powerhouse either, though they hold a rebounding edge. Add to this the offensive stats, Memphis averaging 106 ppg and Utah at 110 ppg, and the stage is set for a high-scoring duel. Both teams have the potential to go all guns blazing here, should either be desperate for victory or total points definitely should sail over the routine over-under mark. They should lack defensive solidity will open up the floodgates for points on both ends. Next we have Sacramento Kings versus Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors were already the superior team, but with the Sacramento Kings missing their top player, point guard De'Aaron Fox, their prospects appear considerably dim. When assessing defensive statistics related to three-point shooting, there's a noticeable contrast, as the Kings rank 17th, allowing opponents to shoot 36.2% from beyond the arc, whereas the Warriors are an impressive 5th, with opponents only managing a 29% success rate on three-pointers. In summary, I recommend placing your bet on the Golden State Warriors to cover the point spread in this home game. When looking at the adjusted offensive ratings for these teams according to Dunks and Threes, these teams are both doing well offensively, as Sacramento is 6th in the league with a 113.2 offensive rating, while Golden State is 5th with a 113.2 offensive rating as well. Both of these offenses are doing well, but what is going a bit under the radar is the fact they're getting to the free throw line often. The Kings are averaging 24.3 free throw attempts, while the Warriors are shooting 21.3 shots from the charity stripe. Go with over 234.5 points in this game, as it seems to be the better option for this matchup. Next we have Los Angeles Clippers versus Los Angeles Lakers. The question remains whether Harden will make his debut for the Clippers in this game, and many are curious about the chemistry he will bring to the team. The Clippers are coming off a recent victory, but they played a game last night, unlike the Lakers who had the benefit of resting. The Lakers have performed reasonably well this season, although they have incurred 2 losses, and there has been an unexpected increase in LeBron's playing time, contrary to initial expectations. I anticipate that the Clippers might approach this game with some caution, given their recent back-to-back schedule. Nevertheless, they are likely to keep the game closely contested. While they may not secure the win, I believe they will keep it tight, making them a suitable choice to cover the spread. My recommendation is to take the Clippers with the plus 5-point spread. The Lakers' defense has been up and down, struggling in their 2 losses and playing well in their 2 wins. However, their 2 wins came facing an Orlando team that is not a high-scoring one and a Phoenix team that was without 2 of their top 3 players. They will not run and gun with the Clippers, and this will be a more half-court-oriented game. Each team will play good defense, and this Pacific Division clash will be far from a barn-burner. Because of that, this will be a lower-scoring defensive affair, which is why the under is the pick. Take the under 226.5.